Why was John Constantine kicked out of London in the first place? Welcome to the Complete Story Series. I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then I read it dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. This is a rebirth, a DC rebirth. It is not a reboot, it is a new status quo as DC brings back the things that you loved about your favorite superheroes, putting them back into the existing timeline. We're going to be showcasing select issues of the rebirth to let you know some starting points for these series. Each of these rebirth comics is continued in the mainline book of the same name. This is Hellblazer Rebirth. In the beginning of the New 52, we got John Constantine in the mainstream DC universe, and we learned that he was kicked out of London and we don't know why. Well, some years ago, he was in a battle with a demon that held him helplessly over the ground. In typical John fashion, even with death staring him in the face, he taunted the demon and lit a cigarette. The demon told him to prepare for the plains of Rebirth, and John told him, "What if you're sending me down to where there are a few souls waiting to get revenge on you? Do you really want me down there with them?" The demon thought it out and decided he had a better idea. He would banish John from London so that he couldn't muck up his plans again. But now, John has come home, and Chaz is right there waiting for him. The first thing he asked John was if he's back for good, because he remembers why John left. The curse that was on him was that if he didn't leave London, his soul would leave without him. But this time, John has a plan, and as the sneezing begins, he begins an enchantment. Elsewhere, someone else proficient in the magical arts senses him summoning her, and she wants to know what is Constantine up to this time. Chaz brought John to the middle of London where he drew a magical circle, only to have the laughing boy demon grab him by the ankles and foot. The demon wants to know what made John think that a simple spell like that would allow him to trap the demon. But John wasn't done. While upside down, he took out the sword, cutting himself, and then dripped the blood into the circle to activate it. The circle appears over the city of London, and it begins to encompass it while the demon is laughing at John. You see, John just deflected the curse that was over him onto the entirety of London, where it will continue to spread from mortal to mortal until no one can be in London without dying. John, you've become your own typhoid Mary. Is that so? Because collecting a few souls here and there, that's one thing. But is hell really ready to collect 8 million at once? My guess is that it'll push your little operation to the brink. The fate of the entire city is in your hands, and you choose to play a game of chicken with a demon? One thing you'll find about us fleshbacks is that we're right stubborn bastards. The magical individual that sensed Constantine earlier began to move to her motorcycle, telling herself, Constantine wins again. And elsewhere, Wonder Woman and Shazam are looking for someone that can help them understand a man named Constantine's actions, Swamp Thing. Wonder Woman asks him to stop Constantine, and Swamp Thing tells her that he trusts Constantine. Back with the man himself, though, the demon is going on a speech about claiming all of the city by daybreak. But John isn't listening. He was too busy eating a bhaji and sipping on his black label. And that's when the laughing boy decides that this makes sense. Constantine has sent plenty of souls to hell. What's 8 million more? Any particular soul in mind, laughing boy? Oh right, there's been so many. It happens a lot. Maybe the twin brother that you killed in your womb? Old information. Or the mother that you killed being born. That's a low blow even for you. Oh, but there's one soul that keeps you awake at night, isn't there, Constantine? Go on. A young magician starting out in over his head, and a young girl named Astrid paid the price, didn't she? We both know that you could have offered up your soul in her place, but you didn't, did you? Remove the spell, and I'll give you back the one soul that you spent your life trying to redeem yourself for. You're lying. Then the girl on the motorcycle rides up. Bloody hell, talk about cutting it down to the wire. Thanks for your kind offer, laughing boy, but leave the con game to the wise. Me and Mercury. She walks over, and John tells her, I'd love to introduce you to the demon, but I don't know his name. His name is Nybag. The demon is shocked. No. How does she know? See, you were right. I was playing a game of chicken, but I wasn't playing it with you. Mercury is a psychic, and I was wondering if she would come here to help me or see the city burn. In the end, John won, and he was back in London finally. So now what's gonna happen to our exorcist, demonologist, and master of the dark arts? It's gonna be interesting to see John Constantine back where he belongs in London, but still a part of the DC universe. Let me know what you think of that down below in the comments, and how you feel about a kind of censored John Constantine, because they definitely censored all the swears in this book. I'm Benny the Comicstorian, and you can follow me on Twitter at Comicstorian and Instagram at Comicstorian, and I'll see you next time right here.